Good evening, classmates. We're going to be discussing a little bit about cultural differences, but before I tell you which one, let me see if you can guess. I like to drink beer on the 9 a.m. train and have sausage and sauerkraut for lunch. What culture am I? That would be German. We're going to discuss some insights about German and separate fact from fiction and have some fun doing so. I picked this culture because my great-grandmother is from Germany, and I did get to meet her when I was little. When I did work in oil and gas, I met people from all over the world, and they were always interested in my family's culture, and a lot of interesting topics came up as a result of that, and I was interested in theirs as well. And some of the information confirmed is from the U.S. News, a favorite author of mine, and peer-reviewed journals. So I'm going to cover about 5 assumptions, and they can be used for observations in the workplace, conversation starters, and just important to consider that there is a history in every culture. But let's start off with some of the fun and positive things and find out what is true. So when some people hear about Germans, a few things that come to mind are sausage, sauerkraut, and beer. So I will confirm that folk festivals are popular, and a friend of mine did text me back and say every October in Germany they have Oktoberfest and they celebrate it annually, and it is a family friendly event, but he also confirmed that it's white sausage and sauerkraut, specifically that. So often what will happen is they'll have German brew houses, and it's more of a leisure time. And in some places you'll see families gathering, playing cards, and locals singing from time to time. So if you want to taste the tradition, next October, Fredericksburg is a place that does celebrate Oktoberfest. And there's also a restaurant in Lake Jackson, but I can't pronounce the name, so I'm not going to try. But moving on to a little more of a difficult topic that comes up with some of the people I worked with in oil and gas was that the first thing that comes to mind is Nazi Germany, and that there are still some prejudices that exist today. But even recent research shows that it wasn't just, it was for the destruction aimed at the Jews, but there were a lot of non-Jewish civilians that fell victim as well. So this occurred between 1939 and 1945, and it was less than 100 years ago, so it's not that far in history to where some of the biases may not have died out yet. So, and several survivors are still alive today. So according to one article, remnants from that time is in Germany right now is that they still have tough laws that address hate speech, but they deny the Holocaust happened. I do have a favorite author that survived the Holocaust, and she has a quote about how the past relates to history. And she says, "Today, I know that such memories are the key, not to the past, but to the future. This is what the past is for. Every experience God gives us, every person he puts in our lives is the perfect preparation for the future that only he can see." And today, Germany is a peaceful country. So some of the tangible evidence is the economy. So a couple of the last things to discuss are some of the high quality products, but another thing that comes along with that is unfriendly behavior, but that they're all work and no fun. So some of the more former things Germans are known for are high levels of education, economic productivity, and technological development in the world. So, and the U.S. News agrees that Germany is number 1 in entrepreneurship. This includes innovation, education, global connections, and skilled workforce, to name a few. And one article I read calls them the masters of planning. And they are one of the largest importing and exporting hubs in the world. So that doesn't mean they don't like to have fun. Most of us know that Germany is the home of the Mercedes-Benz, but I did find a fun fact that the Benz patent motor wagon was the first practical modern automobile put into production. In 1888, Bertha Benz introduced her husband's invention to the world by taking a 12-hour journey, which is 60 miles to her parents' house, showing the potential of that vehicle. So at least Bertha Benz had fun with her husband's invention, and that is a fact. So from festivals, tasty foods, inventions, hard work, taking risks, being adventurous, and lessons learned from history, there are several great things all of us can take away from this culture. So I also hope this gives you a better understanding of the German culture for the workplace or social settings, or if you just want to travel over there. Although the culture has had many amazing accomplishments and some unwanted history, we can learn from another's mistakes, important lessons of the value of a human life and of every culture. So if we do look back at history, let us look at the lessons hardships taught us, look at the changes that are good, and find out facts for ourselves before making a final judgment about a person or a culture. Thank you for your time and have a good evening.